everyone, I hope you've had a good weekend so far. I hope this has been a time where you can grow closer not only to your friends and leaders, but I hope that this weekend has really been a time where you have been able to grow closer to the God that we serve, Jesus Christ. But what I want to do is I want to wrap up this retreat by sharing some thoughts with you from a place where I spent 3 years of my life going to middle school, and a place that is very real to me being your speaker for this retreat. I want to conclude this retreat by sharing some thoughts with you from the grounds of Lower Dauphin Middle School. I spent 3 years of my life when I was your age coming here to school at Lower Dauphin Middle School. That's over 450 days worth of classes where I went right here into this building to Lower Dauphin Middle School. Now during that time I was following God. From the time when I was 5 years old, I have been following Jesus. I'm not saying that I've been perfect, but I've been following Jesus that whole time. But I wish I would have taken advantage of my time that I had here at Lower Dauphin, and I would have taken advantage of it to make a difference for Jesus. God had me in a lot of different people's lives as I was here at Lower Dauphin Middle School. And I don't know your situation, I don't know what school you go to, and I'm not saying if you have a lot of friends or you don't, but I'm just saying no matter what school you go to, even if you're homeschooled, God has put a lot of people in your life. And it's my desire for you to see the difference you can make in the world by if we follow Jesus. And guys, that's honestly why I'm here this weekend. That's why I took hours preparing for this weekend, and why I'm here sharing with you, is because I desire for you to live life to the fullest while you are in middle school, no matter what school you go to. So what I want right now is I want to just take a break. Let's forget about who we're sitting next to. Let's forget about what we're doing next. Let's just forget. And I want us to actually think about the weekend for a little bit. Remember on Friday night how we talked about Moses knowing God? And I want you to think right now, do you know God? It's a crazy question that I need to think about a lot, but am I actually in a relationship with God? Remember how God was talking to Moses, and then how on yesterday morning, we talked about praying or communicating with God. Remember how the same God that Elijah talked to, who came and turned the bull into fire, that same God who answered Elijah's prayer is the same God that we talk to today. Are you talking to Him about the big things in your life? Or also, are you talking to Him about the small things? Are you talking to Him about your friends, or your grades, or your family? Are you in a constant relationship talking to God? And then last night, remember we talked about Jonah, and remember the fish, and how big that fish was that swallowed him. And the question is, are you following God? You know, a lot of times, it's easy to do a thing with pride, where we live a life of pride, where we go opposite what God wants. But are you willing to stand for God if it's only you? Guys, it's my desire for you to know God, for you to pray to God, for you to follow God, but it's also my desire for us to live with courage, so that when other people see us, they know that we have been with Jesus. So, to sum up this whole weekend, I just desire for you, when you go back to school tomorrow, and for me, when I go back to college tomorrow, let's all one day at a time put our focus off of ourselves, onto God, and let's see what God wants to do through us. I can never come back to here to Lower Dauphin Middle School and make a difference again. But you all can go to your middle schools and you can let God use you to make a difference. So let's follow God, let's follow Him one step, one day at a time, and let's see what God has in store for us. And let's remember that following Jesus is the best life that we